Hi, everyone. I wanted to come on video for this episode of my podcast, The Raw Founder, to talk to you guys about an aspect of AI that's getting a lot of attention, but there's just so many noises, it's hard to tell what it actually is. And that is AI agents. So let's get started. You've probably been hearing a lot about AI agents lately. They're popping up in headlines, on social feeds, in every new product launch. And if you're running a business, so if you're a small, medium-sized business owners, it's really easy to feel like you're already behind or like you should be doing something with AI agents or else you're going to be left in the dust. But you're not quite sure where to even start and what this all means. And I've talked to a lot of business owners who are even afraid of expressing this fear, this overwhelm, because they feel like they should just know it. And that's really not realistic. Not everything that you see in the market that people are talking about are AI agents are actually agents. There's a lot of misconception, as I said. And the truth is, majority of what's being called AI agents actually are nowhere near what an agent truly is capable of doing or should be doing. So, what is a lot of that's out there? It's just to be honest with you, a lot of the ones that I've played around with and a lot of the ones that I see come into the market with the perfect marketing behind it are really just simple bots. They're just bots that are dressed up in new language. They've got the fancy packaging, the expensive marketing behind it. And unfortunately, this is costing business owners and leaders like you time, energy, and real business opportunities. So I really wanted to put this episode together and I wanted to go on camera for this to really talk to you about what they are, what AI agents are, and what they aren't, because my goal here is to educate you, to empower you, so that when you are being flooded with all this information, you are not feeling disoriented, you're not feeling overwhelmed. I want to give you clarity that you deserve in plain, simple English, no tech jargon, and of course, as always, no fluff, because that is the foundation of the Raw Founder. So let's break it down. What are AI agents? What are they really? What are they not? How do you spot the differences? And how do you think about them strategically, even if you're not a technical person? Because to be really honest and frank with you all, when it comes to AI, you have to be mindful that you're not chasing the trends because they end up costing you much more in the long run. When it comes to AI, it's all about building intelligently and getting back to what really matters most, which is running your business with clarity, capacity, and confidence. So I want to first start with what AI agents are not. Okay, so you've probably interacted with some form of a bot in the past, let's say, like a chatbot. And you may have gone on a website, as soon as you land on the website, a pop-up comes up, a little cute robot in some cases, and it starts asking you questions. How can I help you? Maybe it's answering some of your customer service questions. Maybe it's helping you make schedule for a meeting. You tell the bot, this is what I want done, and it does it for you. Maybe it summarizes a call. I use an AI note taker whenever I'm in meeting with clients, and I absolutely love it because it does a good job of summarizing the call for me. These tools are really, really useful. And they help in many aspects for a lot of businesses. They're enough. But the truth is, they are not AI agents. They're bots because they don't do anything unless you tell them to do it. They respond. That's it. There's no initiative, there's no learning, there's no decision making. They're like digital receptionists with their own script that they follow. So think of it that way. And most of them really are built on what's called static rules, meaning the program tells The program that they're built on tells them to respond in a particular way depending on what you type. So if you ask for X, it's going to respond with Y. And that's why when you ask it something that it wasn't really programmed to handle, it gives you a really strange, irrelevant response, or it just loops back with the same answer that you received before. Again, very helpful. They can be helpful, but they're not agents, they're bots. Notice I'm stressing this over and over again because there's a lot of misunderstanding. And people get excited and they think that they've paid for this AI agent when in reality, they've just paid for an overpriced chatbot. And here are a few other examples to help you. The email automation in Mailchimp or HubSpot or Kajabi or any other such tool that you're using as a creative person or a solo entrepreneur that sends a welcome series after somebody signs up, that is a bot, not an agent. And a lot of the, email newsletters that you currently see have these embedded in them. And they say that, it's AI enabled, that our platform is AI enabled. And they are, it is AI enabled, but they're not AI agents. So what these AI tools that are embedded within these platforms are really doing is they're following a script set. It doesn't know if the person is a good lead or what they did on the website. It's not making any predictions based on any sort of a behavior. It just runs the steps that you tell it to. Or there's also like really cool calendar tools that are now coming up where in your email you would mention the calendar and say, can you book a meeting with person X? And based on that command, it schedules a meeting between you and the other person. Again, it's a bot. Super useful, but it's not deciding who to meet, when to follow up, or what to prioritize. It executes rules. There's no thinking, no adjustment. And then there are automation tools like Zapier or Make.com workflows. And they also have a lot of incredible AI capabilities as well. So let's say, for example, you set up a rule like when someone fills out this form, add them to a spreadsheet and then send them a Slack message. That's not an AI agent. That's a bot following a script, a set of rules that it knows that it has to follow A, B, C, and D. It doesn't know who the person is, whether they're a priority, or how urgent the message actually is. It just does what you tell it to do every single time. So now I'm sure you're asking, well, what about ChatGPT? ChatGPT has AI agent capability within it only when you activate it. With ChatGPT, I always say it really depends on how you use it. If you're opening a browser and you're typing a prompt and you're getting an answer, that's not an AI agent. That's very advanced bot. It's powerful, yes. It's helpful, very, but it's still reactive. It waits for your input and then it responds. It doesn't act on its own and it doesn't have a memory of what you care about unless you set it up that way. It doesn't initiate or carry out tasks across systems. So unless you're combining ChatGPT with tools, logic, data access, workflow, or using its new agent capability and giving it the ability to act, you're actually not using it as an agent. You're using it like a very smart chatbot. And real AI agents might use ChatGPT as one of their tools, but they're using it as one in addition to many tools that are out there. So ChatGPT is like having a super smart assistant that's sitting at a desk waiting to be told what to do. Now, a real AI um, agent is that same assistant, but they know your calendar. They can go into it. They can decipher this is open time slot, this is closed time slot. They know your goals, your business goals. They can go into your inbox They can access your sales pipeline and they can get started before you've even walked into the room and had your first cup of coffee. So they've done all of this for you already. They really adjust based on context. They make decisions. They can even change their approach based on what's working and what's not. A real AI agent doesn't wait for you to ask. It understands your goals, it takes action, and keeps improving. But when companies slap the word agent on their tools, it really gives the illusion of intelligence without the function. That's misleading and very frustrating because at the end of the day, you, the small, medium business owner, are the one that's left with paying the high price tag for something that really is not a true agent. And of course, most people don't know the difference. So they think they're buying into an AI agent when in reality, they're actually paying, like I said, for an overpriced bot. And that's why I wanted to create this video for you. I wanted to make sure I'm empowering you, I'm educating you, and make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. So now let's talk about what AI agents actually are. AI agents are more like, think of them as orchestrators. They combine tools like ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, and many others with calendar, CRM, file system, analytics, and the list goes on to complete an actual workflow. But again, I want to stress it's not something you set and forget. You always, anything that I talk about and explain, you always do need the human to double check and make sure that this is being done properly. I know um, that this may sound somewhat overwhelming. Like, how do you go about setting all of this up? And there are some companies that are working on creating this type of workflow. And the new ChatGPT AI agent has started doing very much similar type work. And there's also Comet by Perplexity that does very similar agenty type work as well. So AI agent knows what tool to use, when to use it, and how to get the best and the fastest result for you. It can make that decision on its own without you telling it what to do. So you are just sitting back and watching this all happen. But of course, don't forget you are checking on the work too, right? So what an AI agent actually does is that it's authentically build to act, make decisions, problem solve. It doesn't just give you an answer like a chatbot would. An agent takes a goal, it breaks it down into steps, makes decision in real time, and then learns from the experience because it'll make decisions. Some things will work, some things won't. It'll come back, it'll fix its own mistake, and it will go again and try again using other tools because the original tools that it may have used didn't work. So it's kind of like imagine you hired a junior team member. You don't have to micromanage every click, but you do want to make sure you have a saying at the end. AI agent gets the gist of what needs to happen. They know the tools that they have to use and they figure it out as they go if they don't know. Sometimes they check in with you, sometimes they just execute. And as they keep going and going and going, they get smarter and smarter over time. That is what a true agent is meant to do. And it doesn't just rely on one big model like OpenAI's ChatGPT. It uses combination of tools, searches, schedules, analyzes, does decision logic, all working together like a digital team. And here's the key. It's not just responding. Remember the original explanation, the example that I use? It's orchestrating, right? It takes initiative, it self-directs, it might even monitor multiple systems and know what to do when something changes without being told. So let's say you have an AI agent managing your sales inbox. It can respond to command questions, flag high potential leads, schedule calls automatically, and at the same time, update your CRM in the background. That's not a bot. That's a digital teammate. Here's another example. Imagine an agent that helps hiring managers. So it scans the incoming resumes, it shortlists candidates based on past hiring success, it schedules interviews, it sends reminders to the team, and it flags gaps in the pipeline, all without being asked to do that. Sounds magical, I know. But it's not magic, it's orchestration plus context plus autonomy. Are you starting to see the difference? Now you are equipped with this knowledge that when next time somebody comes to you and says, I've got this incredible AI agent for you to use, you're able to ask the right questions. So, what does this really all mean for your business? First, let's start getting rid of that fear mongering currently being pushed by media. AI agents are not here to replace people. Yes, it can do a lot of the work that your team is doing manually, but all it's doing is that it's empowering your team to do that work faster. Instead of it taking 10 hours, now it only takes 2 hours. They are really all about removing the drag on the people. So your people could actually use their skills to do more innovative type work. They're getting rid of repetitive administrative tasks, tedious follow-ups, data entry, status checks, the stuff that wears us down and pulls your best minds away from real strategy. Used well, AI agents don't take jobs. They give people their time and creativity back. But, and this is the big but, only if you start from the right place. Not the flashiest tool, not the most autonomous sounding promise, but a clear understanding of the workflow that you want to improve, the outcome that actually matters for you and your team and your business. That's the quiet strategy behind the successful adoption. It's not it's not loud, it's aligned. The AI agent tech isn't perfect, but every day it's getting better. And it's not perfect right now. It will get better and better and better. And the way that it works today, when I'm recording this video, August 2025, may be completely different than the way that it works tomorrow. We're at about a level 2 or 3 out of 5 when it comes to true autonomy of AI agents. So yes, oversight is still needed. Agents make mistakes, tons of mistakes. And there's risk if you rush it without structure, there's going to be issues. But here's the good news. If you build slowly and intentionally the right way, you set your business up to benefit from what I call compounding intelligence. That means every task your agent handles, it learns from. Every process it runs, it gets better. It's not about doing more faster. It's not about doing less. It's all about being smarter and more sustainable. So if you're wondering, is AI agent real? Is the hype real? Where do I start? My advice is start with clarity. Get grounded. No code, no more tools. Ask yourself, what is the one thing that me and my team are doing every day that we could take and use the power of AI? Is there an AI agent currently that we could utilize? Right now, August 2025, I will have to say no, because even the AI agent in ChatGPT is not 100%. It's still finicky. And if you want help with figuring out where do you even get started, I offer a free AI readiness assessment. Find the link in this podcast, in the show notes, and click on it. It's free. Take it. It gives you a really good indication in terms of where you and your team stand when it comes to AI readiness. And some of the questions that it asks you are really great in making you think beyond what should we be thinking about right now? It's quick, It's strategic and really made for non-technical, small, medium-sized business leaders and their teams who want to take the right first step. And if you want to chat more, you want to really talk about strategy for your particular business, and you don't want to chase any trends, and you're tired of using all these tools without real ROI, reach out, let's chat. I put a link to my calendar in the show notes as well. Reach out, let's just have a no obligation chat. Let's have a strategy call, and let's talk about what's keeping you up at night and how I can potentially support you on this path. You don't need to chase hypes. You don't need to, you don't need to run after and chase tools. You just really need to get aligned. Your business doesn't need more bots. It needs intelligent support. And sometimes that starts with just a conversation, not a dashboard. And everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And until next time, stay grounded, stay curious, and lead on.